My name is Carina and welcome to the Carina Chronicles. In this reading vlog I need to tell you so many things, but the actually reading part is reading Wormmaan by Mariken Heitman, which is a Dutch novel, and it's supposed to be like new literary fiction, like gem. Not a hidden gem because it's winning prizes. So that is exciting. I have to tell you a lot about it. So let's start. First things first, hi, I'm back from holiday. I have some footage of my holiday. I actually have hours of footage, but I'm not going to show you all of that. So I have made a small collection and I will show you now, just to show you that it was really pretty and really warm and really nice, and I made a lot of friends. So I want to show you that. So after showing you this footage, there is one story that I really wanted to tell you, and I'm going to try to tell it in like 2 minutes maximum. Well, I usually talk 50 minutes about it because it's such a weird story. But to make a short story out of it, we were walking through the city when we suddenly heard music. And we followed the music because it was so pretty, and we made the same kind of music, like the same pieces, a few years ago. So we just walked there, followed the music, and we were like, whoa, this is so pretty, this is so pretty. And then we actually applauded when they finished the piece, and it appeared to be a concert. So someone outside was like, this is a concert, it's free, and the piece was just over, so you can come in, go sit in the audience and enjoy the rest of the concert. So that's what we did. And it appeared to be a student orchestra, just as we were, but then a one from Munic. And we were so excited. So a long story short, we talked with them and they were like, we want a concert from you, but we didn't have a concert in Munic. So what we did was that I called our conductor out of his bed because it was already late in the evening. We called every single person from the orchestra who were all drinking beer through the city of Munic to give a concert that night at that beautiful building with this very nice audience. We got our instruments, we dressed up nicely for a concert, and we started playing at 11 p.m. We played a concert, we had the most amazing audience ever because the student orchestra was so excited that we did like a surprise and spontaneous concert for them. And after that we had a party with them that went on until 6 a.m. in the morning. And it was just so incredible, and the rest of our time in Munic we actually did a lot of things together with them. We swam in the river, we actually played some more music, we made ensembles, and all of this was very spontaneous, all because we decided to have a concert at that moment, which was actually really awesome. And I felt really proud because I was actually the one that said, let's do this, and people were like, you can't. We don't have the people, we don't have the material. And I was like, we can if we want to. So I really made a lot of work. I really put a lot of effort in it. And I called the conductor out of bed, which no one dared. And he was talking about it the whole trip. He was like, no one ever did that, but this was incredible. So That was really nice. So I really wanted to share that with you. It was so cool. We had such an amazing time. So, okay, enough about my holiday. I'm really happy I went. I was sunburned. I hope you don't see. But it was nice. And Florence is so pretty. And we swam in the sea. Yeah, everything was good. So that was about my holiday. If you want to know more, please tell me. I can tell a lot more, but I don't want to spend a whole video on my holiday because I actually have to tell things about books. I actually do have content for this vlog. A lot. I need to show you 5 books, but that will be in a minute. First, I wanted to talk about Wormmaan because I said I would, and that's what I'm doing. The blurb of this is so weird. I don't get why anyone would pick this book up other than me doing it for a book club. But it's about a woman who has a little bit of inconveniences at her job. So she decides to quit, take a plant, like an almost extinct species of a plant, to an abandoned island to plant it there so it can grow again or something. But it's of course all metaphorical. Well, it's not because she's actually doing it, but they talk about how we make nature the way it is right now, how we force nature to be in a certain way, and how people also do that with each other. So this person is very uncertain about their sexuality, about their identity, about everything. This is actually, I am 125 pages in out of 250, so I'm halfway through. And this is actually how I wanted Normal People by Sally Rooney to be, because this is what normal people are to me. And no, that doesn't mean that everyone has to be queer or something to make it a good book. Definitely not. But these are relatable struggles and relatable relationships and relatable thought processes that are weird. And they are definitely very weird to read. But they're normal because everyone has those kind of things. So I actually do really like this book and get why it won that many prizes. And I hope the rest of the book will also lead to something that she finds herself in some way. That would be cool. So yes, this actually is definitely not as bad as I expected it to be. Actually, it's quite good. And it is confusing, to be honest, sometimes, because they have 2 timelines, one prehistoric and one current time. And the prehistoric one is confusing. I don't know if I like that, but it makes it more surrealistic and interesting. So I'll see at the end of the book if I thought it added something. But for now, I'm enjoying the present timeline a lot more. And I actually have a little more to show you, because I made some footage as I got with a friend to a bookshop in Zwolle, a part of the Netherlands. And this is a very big bookstore in a church. And I've been there before, and the bookstore is beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's really beautiful, a lot of layers of books, and it's really pretty. It's also really famous, it is really pretty. But I went there and I was quite disappointed, because they didn't own that many books that I actually really wanted. So I could walk through the whole store and be with like 3 books. Okay, I need this book. And of course, other books might also be awesome, but it was just like, normally when I walk into a bookstore, I'm like, oh, I want that book. Oh, I've heard so much about that. Oh, I need this, you know? And I didn't have that with this bookstore. I was like, where are all the English books, all the YA? Where is all the fantasy, all the science fiction? Where is everything that is not considered classic literature? Well, when I was there was a whole level under construction. And that explains it now, because oh my, I needed every book in this bookstore now. Literally. We walked there for like 3 hours and oh no. I, in the end, only bought 3 books. And I'm going to show you after I show you some footage of the church bookstore because it's just incredible. You need to see it. So I actually need to show you 5 books. I ordered 3 at the very pretty church bookstore, and I ordered 1 before I went on holiday, and when I came back it arrived at my bookstore so I could actually buy it. And 1 I didn't buy, I borrowed it, and that's the first one I'm going to show you because I've talked a lot about it, but it's actually called Travel Books, and we send each other books and you annotate them. That's the short story. Okay, let me skip through when I actually got the book. So I need to read and annotate From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout, and these are actually the notes. So I don't know if you can see it. I don't see anything at the moment. Oh yeah, there it was, something. So people have complaints or thoughts or things, and there was another one. So you annotate the book and then you send it through the next one until someone gets their book back. And I first need to read The Hunger Games still, but it is on my August TBR, and I'm planning on reading it because I need to read it for the Aurelian Readathon. So really planning on reading it, and after that this one is next for my travel books. But I'm not in a hurry because the person after me didn't finish their books either yet. So yeah, have some time. And I'm not excited for this book actually. I really don't like Jennifer Armentrout. So now the books I've actually bought. The first one is a book that is the 4th part in a series that I've read a book from every summer starting in 2018, but it actually was a trilogy, and now there's a 4th part written by another author but with the blessing of the original author, and it is The Redemption of Time by Baoshu, which is a 3-body problem novel. And I loved the 3-body problem trilogy. It's my favorite science fiction series ever. And I really needed this 4th part that is written by someone else with the blessing of Cixin Liu. Really, really happy I got this. Also, this cover is out of print and I am so happy I still found one because it is really pretty, don't you think? I really, really like it. There was none in the editions that I have the 3-body problem in, so that's a shame, but this one is just pretty, so I'm fine with it. Then a book that is interesting because I was going with a friend to the bookstore and we found out we have very similar taste. Well, we did that before we went to the bookstore. There were so many books in the bookstore we couldn't choose ourselves, so we decided to give each other a book. So one that you read yourself and really want the other one to read, because that makes the choice a little bit easier. So I gave her The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, which she was really excited about because she wanted to read Becky Chambers one day, but didn't really think she would buy it herself because it's a little bit out of her comfort zone, so I'm really happy. But I actually got also a very exciting book, being The Boneshard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, which is, oh my, it's fantasy, and I've heard so many great things about this. But there are so many fantasies on my TBR that this was actually one that I, in the end, decided to not put on my Goodreads TBR. And every time I saw it, I was a little bit disappointed, but I was like, no, Carina, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. And now I got it. But it is about magic, and I think there is also some politics in here, and a high fantasy that I need to read soon. And I'm going to read it soon now because we said to each other, okay, we do it like this, but then we need to read it soon. So I'm reading this one soon, and she's reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet soon, and then we can talk about it. It feels like a better read, actually. Then another book that I bought because a friend of mine said it was her favorite of all time. I do that with all the books that I talk about in my Zodiac Sign book tag videos. And this is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And that is incredible because I still need to read this. This is like everyone's childhood favorite, and I haven't read it yet. So really happy to have gotten this. The person that said in the Zodiac Sign book tag that this was her favorite book actually said the second part was her favorite book, but I'm not going to read the second part before I read the first part. So this is the first step in that. And I am really curious. I will read this in a vlog together with the other books that people recommend. So that will follow soon. And the last one is actually maybe the one I'm most excited about. I wanted to buy it several times, but it was kind of sold out in all of the Netherlands. And I also was like, I don't have time for this. But then I saw it in this bookstore and I was like, yeah, I need this. Actually, it was kind of an exchange with this friend of mine, because I thought she needed to buy Galatea because we both love Madeleine Miller so much. And she was like, okay, but then you need to buy this book because they were both small and not that expensive. And we just think we needed them. And it is Cains' Jawbone by, how does he call him? Torquemada. And if you don't know this book, this is a murder mystery that you need to solve yourself. So it's actually a puzzle, a literary puzzle, but it's not just a literary puzzle. It's been there in the world since 1934, and there are 3 people in known history that have solved this, which is not that much because thousands of people tried it. And it's also very funny that it has been kept a secret. I think that's really awesome. So 2 people, it was published in a newspaper, and 2 people actually solved it in 1935. And then it was republished by a publisher. And again, there was like a contest that you could take part in and win a prize, $350 actually, which is quite a lot. And one English comedian actually solved it, although millions of people tried. Well, thousands of people, hundreds of people, I don't know. But a lot of people tried. And this comedian actually said, when I first saw the puzzle, I was like, I will never be able to solve this. And I thought the only way that I might even get a chance in solving this is when I'm, for one bizarre reason, stuck in my home for months and will not talk to anyone. And then he said, unfortunately, the universe listened to my prayers. And then, of course, COVID hit, and he actually stayed home for months and didn't talk to anyone, and took 6 months for solving this. So I won't solve it, but I still want to be kind of part of it. What you need to do is there are 100 pages and you need to rip them out of the book and put them in the right order. And that sounds very easy, but it is not, because there are a lot of ways that you can put 100 pages in the right order. And if you put them in the right order, there will be 6 murders and you know who is murdered and who murdered them. And then it will be just a normal murder mystery that you read. And you can still win €350 when you actually send who is murdered and by whom, and in which order all the pages need to be. So, yes, that is quite intense. You can write notes with every page. Everything is written in the first tense, so like everything starts with I. but there are multiple narrators, so you have no clue. Don't know how I'm going to do this yet, but I will definitely try. This will be like my summer project. And I know I won't be able to fix it, but it also feels fun that the contest is still open until the 31st of December. So I would be able to participate in this. One last thing that I forgot, there were closed envelopes in the travel book box. And in every envelope there was one bookmark for every person in this book club. So I got this one. You are an absolutely stunning, murderous little creature. And I really like this one, and I will definitely use it as my bookmark for future travel book clubs. But for this one I already got a bookmark, so I won't use it for the last books in this travel book club, but definitely for the next one I will have one. Hi, so I actually finished Wormmaan by Mariken Heitman, and this might be my new favorite Dutch literature book of all time. And I really feel like it's a modern classic. I absolutely understand why it has won so many prizes. I will try to give a short summary, but it's really complicated, as often is the case when you have real literature. Then often it's not really a plot happening, it's just the way it's written and all the underlying messages that you're reading. But this book is actually about a transgender or a gender fluid person that is trying to figure themselves out and doing that as a biologist. So really comparing their own struggles with nature struggles and climate change struggles, and how we as human beings try to force nature to be in a certain way, but also try to fit each other into certain stereotypes and in certain ways. And well, it's really nice. I actually have talked about it with some people. We still need to discuss it with the book club as well, but I talked about it with some other people as well. And I noticed that I was quoting this book quite often because there are quite some good sentences in here. One that I quoted often, it's not that very special, but I kept being intrigued by it. Blue is an approximation, just as women should be. And I realize it doesn't sound that good in English, but it's just about how blue is a scale, and the person in this book doesn't understand why they are expected to be a certain type of woman, and that it's very well defined what a woman should and shouldn't be. And well, that was really interesting. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars for now. The main reason that I didn't give it 5 is because I was quite bored in the beginning, and it took me a long time for the prehistoric timeline to get me, but really liked it. And I will start reading at Hart van de Adelaar now, but I am first finishing off this reading vlog. There's one more thing I need to show you though. Look what arrived. My Aurelium Readathon bookmark. There are 4, or actually there are 5. A quest one and 4 guild ones. And I only bought my own guild specific bookmark. So this is from the House of the Arcane. That's why you see things that are connected to this house, and also our beautiful logo kind of thing in purple in the middle. And it's a very beautiful bookmark. I love how it's especially in time for when I'm starting this, because Wormmaan was actually a book that I needed to finish in July, but am finishing now in August. So now I'm actually going to start the Aurelium Readathon and books that actually count for it. And I can do that with the bookmark that I bought for this specifically. So I'm really happy with that. And that was actually it. So many things to tell you. Next reading vlog, I will show you how I go to the biggest book market in Europe because I'm going there on Sunday. And I will also start my Aurelium readathon and read the first books, or at least one book. So I really hope you liked this. If you did, please leave a like. And if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, you will be notified whenever I post a new video. I hope you'll have a lovely day filled with books, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! I am so excited that I finally read a book that I really liked. It took a while, but finally I'm back on track, and I'm so excited for this readathon. I'm going to read a ton of books in August, right?